This is the man we told you about last month, who police have called a polite bank robber. Officers say in March he robbed Old Point National Bank on Jefferson Avenue in Newport News. According to police, the next month, he hit Bayport Credit Union on Marshall Avenue. In June and July, police think he took money from a Wells Fargo in Hampton and a Langley Federal Credit Union in Williamsburg. Then back to Newport News in August, where officers think he's behind a robbery at this Wells Fargo on Warwick Boulevard. Newport News police have said the man uses the same gun, but sometimes a different mask. On Tuesday, court documents show a man robbed the Union First Market Bank in Henrico. According to the paperwork, the bank teller put a GPS device in the money bag, and police later caught up with the suspect after a vehicle pursuit that ended in a crash. 65-year-old Robert Epps was taken into custody and charged with 2 felonies. Local authorities have not charged him in any of the earlier bank robberies, but court paperwork shows they're exploring possible connections. The documents say the man's gun, mask, clothing, and statements such as "Have a nice day" are consistent with the latest robbery. And according to the paperwork, investigators searched Epps' Newport News home on Katina Way for clothing, masks, or weapons this week.
In his political commercial, State Senate candidate Gary McCollum talks about his military career. He does not mention what's in his campaign literature, that he is currently a major in the Army Reserve, a claim we challenge not to be true. But you are not a major in the U.S. Army Reserves. You are not, right?
I am a major in the reserves.
That is not true. He is not. Our investigation found a source who confirmed that, and then we received this service verification that clearly shows in September 2001, McCollum was discharged from the Army.
With regards to Mr. McCollum, our records indicate that he was discharged from the Army in September of 2001 at the rank of major. From the records that we have, I cannot verify Mr. McCollum's claim. That is correct.
Realizing our questions have merit, McCollum conceded he was wrong. He is not currently a major in the Army Reserve. People might question your integrity because of this.
Well, again, did my campaign mischaracterize my status, my current status? Yes, you're absolutely right, Andy. However, I served in the Army on active duty. I jumped out of airplanes on active duty.
But certainly when McCollum was discharged in 2001, certainly then he would have known his current status.
What you brought to my attention today is that my status with the reserves, that ended in 2001. I didn't know that because nothing in my day-to-day life changed.
McCollum, who is running as a Democrat, will face Republican incumbent Frank Wagner.
I don't see any reason why anyone would want to exaggerate on their military record. I think it brings into question integrity.
You are currently a major in the reserve, and that is not true.
Absolutely, Andy, you're absolutely right, and I will take full responsibility for that.
It was very loud, and the whole walls were shaking.
I was asleep, and then I heard a big boom.
And then I looked out the window, and there was a car in the wall.
Hours before cleanup crews were on the scene, there was an unwanted wake-up call for some Virginia Beach residents at the Wayport Apartments on Lynn Haven Parkway. All of this damage caused by a driver who plowed his SUV into the building.
I didn't know what happened. I thought my roommate had just closed the door, and my next door neighbor slamming the door. But then when I looked outside, I heard all the commotion. That's when I saw it.
When I came up, the guy was trying to leave with his car. He was trying to completely drive away.
Kiana Dunbar and Lauren Fredericks live in a downstairs unit only feet away from the crash.
This tree, the car hit it, and if it didn't hit it, it would have plowed into our bedroom and killed us. But instead, it hit the tree and swerved and hit a vacant apartment.
Dunbar says she didn't even have time to talk to the driver, who seemed out of it.
He wasn't saying anything to me. He said some profanity while trying to get some stuff off the car, but he definitely saw me, and I kind of think that's the reason he ran, because he saw someone look dead at him.
The driver ran away. Police are still looking for him. The destruction, though, was left behind. Fire officials determined the building and its 4 units are unsafe to live in. Some residents are getting help from family, others from management. Either way, an unneeded inconvenience.
The guy seemed intoxicated, so if he's driving while that, he risked my life, he risked the lives of other people on the road. It's stupid.
You can't make this up. You cannot take away the disappointment, the hurt, the devastation.
It's those feelings coming from Smithfield High School. They started in June when a year of excitement turned into disappointment.
We were on a trip that was supposed to be a full European adventure kind of thing. We started in London, we went then to Paris, and then to Madrid.
The trip was set up through the school's Spanish teacher. She used booking agent Augustine Ashampong with grade A travel in Northern Virginia.
This is the trip itinerary that he gave us when he met with us the first time, saying, this is what the kids are going to do, where we're going to go.
The school had used him before successfully for trips, and this was to be no different. But 2 days before almost 30 parents, teachers, and students were set to leave,
I got an email about 10 o'clock that night that said that the trip had been canceled.
the email apologized. He said cancellation was due to international travel supplier, and he offered full refunds.
It was a little over $3,300 per person.
So for you total?
A little over $10,000 for us, because the three of us were going.
Since June, though, parents say Ashampong is no longer answering any calls or returning emails. Town on Your Side called him and left messages, but our calls weren't returned either.
Yeah, I'm a little ticked off, because people shouldn't be allowed to do that.
It was meant to be a dream trip, but it turned into a nightmare. Parents and students say they're not going to go down quietly.
I need our children to know that there is justice, that something will happen. You don't just let people do that to you.
We looked out the window and all the police were out here, not like minutes after it happened. And there was a guy laying over on the ground.
Just after 6 o'clock this morning, neighbors who live in these apartments off Old Oyster Point Road woke up to gunshots.
Pow, 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 pow. And that was it. It was over.
More than a dozen homes share the parking lot where Newport News police say someone shot 39-year-old Nathaniel Leon Morrison to death. And only yards away, kids got ready to go to school.
All the kids were getting on the buses. You had all the high school kids, the middle school kids coming out within a few minutes of everything going on.
Ashley Whitmarsh lives right across the street.
We were all asleep. Today was my daughter's first day of preschool. And all the windows were open because it was nice last night, and we heard the loud shots. It went 6, 7 times, and then it stopped, and it kept going.
Whitmarsh says she didn't plan on explaining a crime scene, let alone one this close to home, to her daughter.
My 4-year-old woke up and said, "Mom, that was a gun. That was a gun. That was gunshots." And then my husband came and looked out the door, and she looked out the blinds, and she saw the body.
Newport News detectives interviewed neighbors and pieced together the scene, but the folks we talked to off camera and others say they never saw who did it.
There was at least 6, but maybe as much as 10, because I started counting them at first. At first they were repetitive and it just kept going. Then it stopped for a second, and then there was a few more shots and the cars drove off. When I looked out the window, there was nothing out here.
His heart was to serve others and to know that he was on duty doing what he loved to do. Just sends a great message of his legacy.
Trooper Nathan Michael W. Smith will not only be remembered for how he died, but for how he lived.
I remember when we finished service, his son and his daughter just came down and daddy, wife hugged him. I just remember looking back and seeing the example of a loving family that they showed, and that will forever be the impression in my heart.
Mount Lebanon Missionary Baptist Church, which is known as the Mount, is where Smith served as a keyboardist and in the security ministry. Pastor Alvin Georges had just returned from Henrico when we spoke with him. He was there to comfort Smith's wife and children.
We actually gathered together, we prayed, and just to share in that moment to let them know that you're not alone.
27-year-old Smith died in the line of duty Monday morning. As a Virginia State Trooper in Prince George County, he was patrolling and responding to a fatal crash scene. State police say his cruiser ran off the ramp and crashed into a wood line. He died at the hospital.
He really had a passion for the law enforcement. I mean, he was really motivated to get there.
Smith grew up in Suffolk and went to Nansemond River High School. His hometown newspaper, the Suffolk News Herald, even interviewed him last year when he became a trooper. He told the paper then, "As a kid, I would memorize license plates and identify cars." He went on, "I've always been interested in helping and serving the public in any way that I can." Georges told us Smith played important roles in the church in both Chesapeake and Newport News.
Even beyond those kind of formal positions, he just served as just a friendly guy. Every time you've seen him, he served you a smile. He served you his love. You walked away from him and your day was just better because of the interaction you had with him.
Every year you get to see some really exciting things happening here at the NAS Oceana Air Show. There are local FA-18 pilots, the Blue Angels, skydivers, and vintage planes. But this year you'll also get a look at the Navy's future. You're looking at the newest F-35 in the Navy's inventory, flown in from Eglin Air Force Base to show it off to hundreds of thousands of visitors at the NAS Oceana Air Show. Lieutenant Commander Hess is one of just a few dozen pilots and instructors capable of flying the jet, which is worth at least $130 million. But he started right here at Oceana flying Tomcats.
To be able to bring the Grim Reapers back for the Oceana Air Show, it's truly an honor. So, being able to pave the way for the future of naval aviation and where the air wing of the future is going to be, man, I'm beyond words. It's amazing.
Also amazing taking a look at the Navy's past and present here at the air show. This weekend you'll see old warbirds, helos, skydivers, the famous Blue Angels, and Virginia Beach's very own FA-18 Hornets. Oceana's commander, Captain Lou Shager, talks about why that makes this show unlike any other.
This is the only air show in America where we have our own Navy F-18 Hornets flying their fleet demonstration, which is going on right now. You don't see that anywhere else in the country. And our squadrons here are proud to do that. And it's kind of a chance of a lifetime, both for them and also for the community to connect the dots, to see what our fleet squadrons are doing on a daily basis here carries over well into combat, like the 3 squadrons that are currently deployed on the Theodore Roosevelt right now.
This year, the air show is also extra special because of its theme, which honors Vietnam veterans. You'll hear the emotional story from one of them coming up on WAVY News 10 at 5. In Virginia Beach, I'm Lex Gray, 10 on your side.
People have a right to like or not like anything.
Chesapeake School Board Chairwoman and former Chesapeake Sheriff's Deputy Christy Craig says she was exercising her right to free speech when she shared this picture on her personal Facebook page a month ago.
I share posts all the time. I did not make a comment about this one. I share so many things. And, political cartoons are probably not always correct.
The photo showing a skull with crossed military-style knives and a woman questioning why Muslims come to America is causing controversy.
It is hurtful for me when I read it. When I read that paper, when I evaluate it, it is hurtful for me.
10 on your side spoke to this man following an afternoon prayer service at the Islamic Center.
When she says, my question is, what the hell do they come to America for? I'm a PhD student. I've come to America for what? For science, for knowledge.
The post has been removed, but Craig told me over the phone today that even though she shared it, she doesn't agree with it.
I'm not racist. I don't look at people from the outside in, I look at them from the inside out, but I'm also not going to be bullied and intimidated and have people try to take my freedom away from me. If I offended someone, I'm sorry that they were offended.
The Washington-based Council on American Islamic Relations, or CAIR, has asked the school board to address and investigate the post. A school spokesperson says they have no comment.
I think everybody's wasted a lot of time on a political cartoon, and that's just what it is.
This is an older cat that we have here, and we named her Lily.
The situation at the Isle of Wight Animal Shelter is almost, well, catastrophic.
I know we've got probably about 70 plus, including kittens.
These tiny ones are still nursing and share space with mom, but pretty soon they'll need a cage of their own, and the shelter just doesn't have that kind of space.
It's about the same. It's like this just about every year.
And twice a year at that. Kitten season strikes in the fall and spring. The real problem, shelter workers say, is that owners don't spay or neuter their pets.
Again, put her under her chin. There you go.
Many don't realize that kittens as young as 4 months can get pregnant, and even house cats can find a way out when they want to.
I mean, I've had people say, well, she just shot out the door. She just got away from us. Well, that's why. She's ready to go find a boyfriend. And when she comes back, you're going to have new family members.
And that brings us back to the shelter, where many of those new family members end up because the owners can't take care of them. So long term, the shelter's plea:
spay and neuter.
As for the short term, if you have the space in your home and heart, come to the shelter to foster or adopt.
We realize that this is a difficult choice, and this is going to be tough on our employees, on their families.
650 BAE Ship Repair Norfolk workers found out today through letters like this one that come November, they won't have a job.
We're providing employees employees with the opportunity to adjust to the news and to prepare themselves for what comes next in their careers. If there's any silver lining here, it's the fact that we are going to be able to preserve 6 out of 10 jobs here after the layoff is completed.
Company spokesman Carl Johnson says the announcement is a result of a Navy decision to delay what's called modernization programs and a decision to reduce the number of ships home ported in Norfolk. He says over the last 3 years, there's been a reduction of Navy ships in the city. None of this good news for the city of Norfolk.
Obviously, it's certainly not a good day for not only those workers, but for everybody here in Norfolk.
A tough time city leaders hope won't last long. There's a registered apprenticeship expo planned for next week. Just one way the city plans to help get the hundreds of people with an uncertain future back on their feet.
It makes me angry, and angry for my parents. And I feel like an elderly couple is getting abused one more time by somebody with more power than they have.
Chip Culpepper's family has been tied to this 25-acre site along Nansemond Parkway for generations. Family fears the Atlantic Coast Pipeline will destroy the land's value. You can see marked in yellow from Google Earth.
It's going to come down the whole frontage of the property, but well inside, and then it's going to angle back that way heading towards Norfolk. So it's going to affect the whole property.
Culpepper's attorney Joe Waldo thinks Dominion Resources pipeline benefits Dominion and their corporate partners.
Well, we know it's great for the corporation because the gas is going to go overseas. So it's going to make a lot of money for the corporation.
Dominion Resources, Chet Wade.
It's absolutely untrue. More than 90% of the capacity of this pipeline's already been signed up for by companies who need to generate electricity, or in the case of Virginia Natural Gas, the local utility there, to heat homes and to run businesses.
They try to hide it, they try to get it out of sight, but the fact is you can never build near it or on it. And you've got 1,000 pounds per square inch or greater of high pressure gas that's explosive on your property.
Lots of people have studied this and nobody's come up with anything that said that that's true. You know, I've been in lots of places where I've seen 3,000 square foot homes being built right next to existing natural gas transmission line.
Chip Culpepper's not buying that, and he assumes the worst.
I think that if they're going to put a pipeline in here and they're ruining the property and they want the property, then they need to buy the whole property.
It was all smiles outside of Virginia Beach courtroom today as Justin Hunter emerged from his assault and battery trial.
Give me your thoughts on what happened today.
I think the judge did a good job, listening to everything, taking the evidence, and, it was a whole bunch of stories on their part that wasn't relevant, so, he seen right through that.
Hunter visibly pleased with the not guilty verdict, saying the court's decision is a relief and things for him will be different.
What happens now when you go out again? Is this going to be in the back of your mind?
I think I'm going to be a couch potato now, so I don't think I'm not going to go out that much often.
Hours before that admission, a judge heard 4 hours of testimony about what happened at the Sandbar Surf Bar back in July. Surveillance video shown for the first time in court revealed what happened. 3 men testified that Hunter threw the first punch. The Commonwealth's attorney argued Hunter's actions led to the big fight and a man having a broken jaw. Hunter testified in his own defense, saying he felt threatened by the 3 men, so he was protecting himself.
Clearly, what Justin had to say was the more compelling and believable story, and the judge got it right. I'm glad it's over for Justin. He's a good young man.
Hunter says his coaches and Titans teammates have been supportive. As for what's next for him, Hunter says he's just focused on the Titans game on Sunday.
Justin, what has this support meant for you to have the folks out here with you, your family, everybody? What does that mean?
It means a lot. They've been like that since day one, since, I was young. So, they know who I am, and they know who I am, so they knew it was a whole bunch of nonsense in the first place.
An electric atmosphere at SB Ballard Stadium, 43rd straight sellout for ODU's first home game against a team from the ACC. The Monarchs fell behind 7-0, but the defense stepped up at the end of the first quarter with the 3rd down sack on quarterback Jacoby Brissett. NC State missed its field goal attempt, and on ODU's next play, Schuler Bentley hit Ray Lowry on a short pass, and Lowry does the rest. A 70-yard score to tie the game at 7. Near the end of the half, 3rd down play, Brissett wrapped up. Looks like a sack, but he gets rid of the ball, and check out the moves by Matt Days. 1st down, Wolfpack, and that led to another touchdown. ODU trailed 21-7 at the break. After falling behind 28-7, Schuler-Bentley put together what Bobby Wilder called his best drive of the season, capped off by a touchdown pass to Jonathan Duhart, but that was all the scoring by ODU. NC State nearly doubled ODU in total plays and time of possession, and the Monarchs were just 3 of 12 on third downs. NC State held ODU to -3 yards rushing as the Wolfpack pull away 38-14.
I feel like the stadium was electric. We came out on fire, but as a team, we didn't do what we had to do. The game plan didn't work what we had, but I feel like as a team, we'll go back to the drawing board this week and get better and get a win against Appalachian State.
We know what we need to work on now for next week and down the road in the season, so we just got to practice, watch film, and just get better.
We're getting better. I just love those kids right now and the way they play on defense, and we're going to be fine offensively. Our quarterback is growing up. He didn't get rewarded tonight like he should have, but I saw a lot of progress in our football team tonight. I'm excited to get back to work, get ready for App State.
ODU did not turn the ball over and did not have a penalty, but they suffered their first loss of the season. In Norfolk, I'm Brian Parsons for the Sports Wrap.
Hi, my name is Olga Torres. I am the president of the Hampton Roads Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I was born in Puerto Rico, so I'm from Puerto Rico and the East Coast. But I have lived, in California, in Colorado, and several states, and it's been wonderful, and that has helped me to really have an appreciation for being part of a community. My husband and I reconnected recently. We were high school sweethearts, and we came to be together after 23 years recently, and that's really the reason why, or the main reason why I'm here in Virginia. Well, I was fortunate that he pointed out to me that there is a Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, so immediately I wanted to be involved because I had been involved at the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce where I last lived in Colorado. So I joined the chamber immediately. I arrived here in 2009 and I became a member in 2010, and I have been a volunteer ever since. The Hispanic Chamber is about business, but I've always said that the community is also our business, because many individuals from the community will eventually be either employed by local companies and or be having their own business. They'll start their own business, for example. I saw another need in the community to come together and to bring together local Latinas in the community, be it leaders, business owners, or homemakers. Women that were at home raising children. There was a need for women to come together and be in service and support. So that's why it's called the Circle of Latinas, and I like to call it an incubator for Latina leaders. Within the next month, I will no longer be the president. I will be the immediate past president of the Hampton Roads Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I have served for 3 years. I'm excited about the next chapter of my life. I've already joined another organization. It is the Hispanic Leadership Forum. It's a local organization. It's different than the Hispanic Chamber, so our focus will be in fostering leaders in our community and supporting their efforts. I have a business called Dragonfly Latina Productions. And so again, with the women and the Latina women and fostering and helping them grow and break out of that shell, we are the directors of the Miss Virginia Latina pageant. And this is something that we took on because we saw that there was a need to get our young Latinas, really proud of their heritage, but also proud of being part of a community. I think everyone has a time and a place for them to say, okay, it's time for me to make a contribution. So I'm excited about the fact that I am considered a local Latino leader in our community. And so I don't want to waste that opportunity. I want to, use it to empower other people, not just for me. So I'm excited about that. And, I know this is really just the beginning, even though I've served, I've met so many people and I've made so many great connections. So I want to make sure that that's not wasted. I want to continue on this wave to foster Latinos in our community, but especially our Latina women, because, we are a powerful force. My name is Olga Torres. I am the current president of the Hampton Roads Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and founder of the Circle of Latinas of Hampton Roads. I'm proud to say that I am Hampton Roads.